Tech Garage, presented by Advance Auto Parts, is being brought to you by Spider Auto, specializing in automotive and truck accessories. Steel Rubber, quality crafted rubber parts and weather stripping. Clamp Tight, the clamp making tool. And by Advance Auto Parts. Let's get you back on the road.
Welcome back to Tech Garage, presented by Advance Auto Parts. Now I'm excited to introduce a new segment called the Performance Playbook. And you can see it's done right here at Bernie's Speed Shop, where they build some of the baddest rides on the planet, including this A-Fuel dragster, owned and operated by Josh Hart. Now Josh, we were talking about brakes on the show today. We did a master cylinder and we upgraded some brakes, but man, nothing to this level here. I mean, this thing's flying. Tell me, how do you stop this beast?
At about 285 mile an hour, I throw the parachutes, I grab the handbrake, it applies the pressure through the master cylinder and transfers everything to a set of carbon fiber brakes.
Now your brakes back there, I see you got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 calipers?
4 calipers, 4 piston each, and it's carbon fiber rotors and carbon fiber pads.
Now you can see performance all over this place, and Drew's going to show us some performance tips on brake systems on a 383 stroker Corvette.
This is our 78 Corvette. Came in old, tired, a lot of miles, a lot of squeaking, a lot of wore out components that need to be refurbished. We had some leaks, we had some wore out rotors. The components weren't just up to par. So we went through and disassembled the whole rear suspension, pulled the rotors, pulled the calipers, pulled the lines, flushed the brake fluid, cleaned all that old stuff out of it. We took our Advance Auto Parts rotor or caliper, brake lines, reinstalled all our components. Everything got painted, try to give it the original look. We got the cross hatching on the rotors. It gives you that good bite on the pads. This one we went to a semi-metallic to give you the best of both worlds. Less brake dust, good stopping power, and they last a little bit longer than your normal ceramic. With all the new Advance Auto parts, you get better stopping power. You don't get all the brake dust. The wear and tear is gone. We just literally shaved some years off of the system.
That's this week's Performance Playbook. Back to Tech Garage for the email question of the week.
John, Daniel from Key West emailed us, and he's got a 2012 Chevy Camaro with a brake shutter. Now, he replaced the pads and the rotors, but you know what? After time, the shutter came back. What can we tell Daniel?
Well, Daniel, it's a real common problem. You know, it's a pedal pulsation. Cars are getting heavier, rotors are getting lighter. 3 measurements to make. Real simple. First one is just the thickness of the rotor. I mean, you have to go around and measure it, make sure it's not falling like this one really thin, this one's beyond specifications. It's stamped right on it. The other 2 are very important. The first one is DTV, disc thickness variation. Well, you come around in 8 different points around the rotor, you measure it, and you want to make sure that you don't have any in and out, any differences, really less than 5/10 thousandths. And you can also go with lateral runout. That's what causes DTV. You put a dial indicator on there and you spin it around. If it's warped in any way, it's going to cause that disc thickness variation. Let me give you a cool story. Think about it. 1 mile, that thing's going to touch 836 times it goes around. In 6,000 miles, that's more than 5 million times, man. That's causing disc thickness variation. That's causing the pedal pulsation, Daniel.
That'll be a problem.
How can you fix that?
Well, you know what? It starts and ends with the calipers, the slide pins, everything functioning properly here so it can actuate properly. Use the good stuff. Use the lube in all the right spots, whether you've got a floating or a sliding caliper. And you know what? Don't forget about this retaining ring, the spring ring inside around the caliper piston. This is the means by which this piston retracts and gets that inboard pad away from the rotor. So if that's good and these are good and you still got shutter, you might want to check your wheel bearing.
I'll tell you what, the Malibu's stopping great with the new master cylinder, and we need to add some power to the RSX with the drilled and slotted rotors. It's doing great.
Awesome. Well, if you need us during the week, don't forget to find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
We'll see you next week for more Tech Garage, where we get you back on the road.
Production assistance for Tech Garage is provided by Chipola College, located in Marianna, Florida. Founded in 1947, Chipola was recently ranked as one of the top 3 community colleges in the United States.